Greetings, students, and welcome to week 6, Global Inequality. Not exactly the most uplifting topic, but we're going to try. So what's going on this week? So this week we're actually going to be learning about various nations, basically the entire world, and kind of how this system works within itself in terms of richer nations and poorer nations and who does what and how and all of those kinds of things. So we're going to learn some classifications so that we have a way to talk about these countries in a way that isn't quite as judgmental as saying something like first world country or second world country, because that kind of implies that we're ranking people, which we don't want to do. We learned about that in our culture week, right? That's a bad thing. So we're going to learn that. We're also going to learn about the different kinds of poverty, because there are different kinds of poverty. And we're also kind of going to understand how globalization affects different kinds of economies. So those big countries, those big economies like ours, as well as the little countries and the little economies, like, say, Nicaragua's. So different types of things in different parts of the world. And how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do this by learning about bananas, which is, I'm so excited. I love Banana Week. It makes me so happy. Not the content of it, but the fact that we're talking about bananas. It's a good time. So this week, if you could start by watching the overview video, always a good idea. Hi. And then if you want to go ahead and read chapter 10, that's Global Inequality chapter. There's a quiz, obviously, on chapter 10. Then we have 3 keywords and concepts video for chapter 10. It's not as neat as the others. There's one slide that's literally just entitled Terrible Facts from Chapter 10, because I didn't know how else to label that slide. So there's 3 of those videos this week. And then you can watch the introduction to our documentary about bananas. And then you're going to go ahead and watch the bananas documentary. What's really cool about this bananas documentary is that Central Penn has it in the library, so we don't have to watch it with commercials. We get to watch the actual just straight documentary without YouTube ads, which is always lovely. And then after that, we do have our global inequality discussion board where we can have a little chat about the bananas of it all. So go ahead and do that. Once you're done with your quiz and your discussion board post, you are done for this week. All right, I'll see you in the next video.